Okay, so hi, my name's Olivia, and this is my first video. It's basically about how I got a job in China, how I moved here. Um, yeah, that's basically it. How I got a job in China. So let's get started. A little background information. I'm from Washington State, graduated from the University of Washington, and joined Teach for America. They sent me to Texas, where I taught for 1 year and got my teaching credential. If you know the program Teach for America, you might be thinking, wait a second, Teach for America is a 2 year program. You spent 1 year in Texas. How does that work? Another story, another time. Yeah. So I was in Texas 1 year, got my teaching credential, and then I moved to California. I followed a guy to California. But yeah, I moved to California. I was there for 3 years. The first year I worked in a preschool because it took me about a year to get my credential in California. California's got some just like a lot of hoops you got to jump through. Um, just yeah, a lot of hoops. It took me an entire year to get my credential like taken care of there. So yeah, after that first year, and I got my credential in California, I started teaching at an elementary school in San Jose, California. Um, I was a transitional kindergarten teacher, and it was awesome. I loved it. I loved my kids. I loved my school. I loved the other teachers. It was really great. It really was. But I kind of I've always wanted to live abroad. I've loved traveling, and I wanted to like live abroad, work abroad. And that first year at the elementary school, I was thinking like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I can just go next year. This is the right time. Everything's lined up. Because by that time, the guy was gone. So yeah. So it was just me. I was like, I'm free. I can go anywhere. I can do anything. I want to go. But it didn't happen. I didn't go the next year, and the same thing that held me back is what holds everyone back. I had a good job. I was making good money. My friends are there. My family's there. Secure job, a home. I mean, if you have a cat or a dog, I don't know, pet turtle, whatever. Life holds you to a place. So I didn't go, but it was a dream that didn't go away. So my second year at the elementary school, I was still, daydreaming. I want to go. I really want to just pick up and go. Um, but I mean, that's crazy, right? You can't just walk away from a good job. You can't walk away from your friends and your family, your life, your home, right? That's crazy. Um, so one night I went maybe a little crazy, I guess. December 2016, I was looking at flights. I looked at flights a lot. How expensive is it to get, from one route to another, one place to another? And I found a flight from Seattle to London, and the price was pretty good, and I was a little crazy, I guess, and I bought it. Like I just straight up bought it. Yeah, that I didn't think about it. I was just like, nope, I'm buying it. I bought it. And then after I bought it, I was like, oh shit, what did I do? Oh no, I don't think I can take this back. Uh, so yeah, no, I bought the flight. And once I bought it, I mean, at first I was like, oh shit. But then afterwards I was like, okay, I've got a flight. I'm going. This is happening. I'm doing it. So yeah, I mean, it was a dream I've always had, and it just took one little crazy step of buying a flight, late one night in December. I bought the flight, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So at the same time that I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I was also thinking, no worries, don't stress. I mean, worst case scenario, I mean, I can just buy a return flight home. And, the flight was in late July, so I could have 10-day vacation in London, be back in time for school to start, no worries. But even though I was thinking that, I was also like, no, I want to do this. I need to take away this like this way out. I need to get rid of it. I need to like fully commit. So the very next month, I resigned from my teaching position, turned in my letter of resignation. And I did it in January for two reasons. One was to really like commit fully to going abroad. Like I needed to have no way out. I needed to just jump in and be like, this is it. I'm doing it. It's happening. And then plus, my school district actually offered like a resigning bonus or early resigning bonus. If you let them know early that you're leaving, then they'll give you like an extra 500 USD for resigning early. So, I mean, who doesn't want an extra 500 bucks? I mean, I didn't actually get 500 bucks. The government always takes their piece of the pie. But yeah, so $500 extra for turning in my resignation early. So yeah, as of January 2016, I was fully committed. I didn't have a job. I didn't even know what country I wanted to move to, really. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I mean, I did know about a teaching website, international job sort of website, called Teachaway, and I'll put the link below. But basically, Teachaway is like a middleman between teachers and international schools. So the great thing for teachers is that it's free. So you can sign up for free. It is a long process because they're basically vetting you for the schools. And they're checking out to make sure you're a legit teacher and have your credentials and everything. You might need 2 years experience, 1 or 2 years experience as well. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, so I was part of this website, part of this organization, and they had an international job fair in February in San Francisco. So I signed up for that, also free, and I went. Because I mean, so this is the situation. There was two kind of scenarios, right? One, I go to this job fair or use this online, international job search engine thing, and I find a job before the school year is even over, and I'm sitting pretty, and it's awesome. I get a little vacation to London before I fly to my new home country and have an amazing adventure, right? Like, that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is I go all of spring, don't find a job. Whole summer, don't find a job. I knew I could save up about $5K. I have about $5,000 in the bank. And so worst case scenario would be it's the getting on the end of summer, getting close to the end of July when my flight to London is, and I don't have a job. I've got $5,000 in the bank, and I was going to go still. Fly to London, catch, the cheapest flight to another country, possibly the Czech Republic or Germany. And I live in the country and like spend 40 hours a week applying for jobs in person. That's what I was going to do. And I would have to obviously save, I don't know, 1,000 of the 5K to, unfortunately, in case I didn't find a job, I'm there for like, 2 months, 3 months? How long can you live on $4,000 in Europe? So yeah, save that last $1,000 because if I didn't find a job, I would have to fly home as a failure and live with my grandma while I found a job back home and rebuilt my self-esteem. That would have sucked. That would have really sucked if that had happened. Luckily, it did not. So, yeah. But those were the two scenarios, right? I find a job, it's awesome. I go to London, spend a couple of days there, and then I fly to my new home country. Or I don't find a job, London to another cheap flight to another European country, and apply in person. And just cross my fingers and hope. And, give it my best shot. Because worst case scenario, I still would have tried. Even if the worst thing happened and I had to fly back home and live with my grandma, I still would have given it my best shot. And so I was willing to take the risk. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. This is what I'm going to do. This is it. So yeah, February came along, went to the job fair. It was 3 days of more craziness. I've never been to an international teaching job fair before, so I didn't really know what to expect. But basically, like a small overview of it, the first day the schools present, so you can kind of hear what the school's looking for, curriculum, I mean, what kind of teachers they want, teacher like life for the teachers there. So yeah, you get a rundown on the schools. And then the second day, Saturday morning, it's kind of like Black Friday in the US, where like the stores are still closed and like all the people are lined up like trying to get in there and I don't know, buy the TV that's crazy cheap or whatever. It was kind of like that, but with teachers all waiting outside of this like banquet hall where all the schools were setting up, and basically we were all waiting to sign up for interviews. Like I hadn't been to one before, but I had heard that these schools were offering positions on the spot. Like they were going to like offer you the job. So obviously the earlier you interview, the better your chances are. So everybody was there just waiting outside the doors. So yeah, I got in, I got my interviews, and they wanted, I mean, the jobs, if you got offered a job, they wanted to know by like the next day. Like they wanted to know, which is kind of crazy. I mean, you go there thinking you want an international job, you're ready to teach abroad, you're ready to go, but then when someone offers you the position and they're like, "Can you let me know by tomorrow?" And I'm just like, "Hold on. You want me to tell you by tomorrow whether or not I can move to another country for the next 2 years and live there and teach there? Like hold on, man. Hold on. Like this is a big decision." So yeah, I ended the job fair and I basically had kind of like four options. My number one option wasn't, my number one school wasn't really an option. It was in Albania and they just didn't have the go ahead to hire at that point. And so it was kind of out. They'd said they'd get in contact with me, but I was pretty sure that they were out. And so another school that I had an offer from was in Jordan. So I had a straight up offer in Jordan. I also had a straight up offer in Beijing, so that was my third option. And then the fourth option was for Shanghai. And the guy I had interviewed with wasn't able to offer me the position right away before he got in contact with like the principal. And so he wanted to do 2 additional Skype interviews, but he was really interested. And for me, it kind of came down to either Beijing or Shanghai. And at first I was thinking Beijing, right? Beijing's the guaranteed offer. Of course I'm going to go with Beijing. But I did a little bit of research, and the pollution in Beijing kind of scared me a little bit. It sounded as if the pollution was worse in Beijing than it was in Shanghai. And also, for whatever reason, Shanghai seemed more international city, more foreigner friendly. I'm not really sure why I felt that way at the time, but I did. So city-wise, I wanted Shanghai. Job security-wise, obviously Beijing. But I decided to chance it in the end, and I went with Shanghai. And about 2 weeks after the job interview was over, or the international job fair, sorry, was over, about 2 weeks and 2 interviews later, I had an official job offer, which I accepted. So yeah, by like mid-March or end of February, mid-March, I had my job offer and I accepted it and I signed all the paperwork and had a secure teaching job in Shanghai, China. Definitely by mid-March. It was a done deal. I had it. So I was going. So that's basically how it went. I mean, it went from a daydream that I thought I could never really do. There were just too many things holding me back. And it just took that one crazy step of buying a flight. And it happened. I did it. I'm right now currently in my apartment in Shanghai, having spent the last 8 months, 7 months 8 months teaching in my Shanghai classroom. Um, Living in Shanghai, teaching in Shanghai, living life in Shanghai. And I'm living my dream. So it started out pretty crazy, but it's pretty awesome right now. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna do some more of these videos, and because I want to share my life in China, I want to share how I got here, how it's going, just life in China for an American, for a female, for I don't know, for a vegan. Let me just throw that in there. So yeah, these videos are going to be about my life in China, and they're mostly for me to remember to really crystallize this moment in my life, and they're for my family to see a part of my life. And if other people enjoy them and want to see what's going on, or if it helps you, then that's awesome. That's great. I'm glad. I don't know. I can share the dream with you. So yeah, this is my first video. Hopefully, first of many of my life in China. So, see you later.